Yeah, we're going to get started on the second half of the show. I would like to invite Alisha Jones up to this microphone here with this fantastic table of demonstrations here in front of us. So do know that probably we'll be maybe either inviting you up or moving through the crowd, whatever works, to hand you said beautiful things that you may be seeing or smelling or delighting in from afar right now. Alisha did definitely... I did put Alisha on the spot earlier when I was like, hey, it's you. Just kidding. No, it's not you. And by the same token, when I had asked Alisha about owning a snowsuit, also kind of was like, Johnny on the spot, like, did you ever own a snowsuit? To which they replied, yes, when I was 3, and then had a brief, slightly panicked facial expression afterwards. So I need to work on my question asking skills to take away from that. Instead of asking people like it's life or death. So y'all please welcome Alisha.
Hi guys. So I'm actually not used to talking with a mic, so I'm just gonna talk real loud.
Sure.
While I talk about my job and about cheese and beverage pairing tonight, I have 2 friends that are going to go throughout the space, hand off 2 cheeses and some beer. Do not eat these. Do not drink them right now. I will literally lose my mind. So Sam Lucien. So I am a cheesemonger at Mars Community Brewing down in Bridgeport. And my job is to care for cheese, talk about cheese, make a menu, and make beautiful plates. This is not really super beautiful right now because I chop on the fly, but I can sort of like a... And what I wanted to discuss today was cheese pairing. I worked at Whole Foods for 5 years, and besides people asking me what cheese is, one of the worst things is just seeing someone what do I pair with this? You have this entire wine selection behind you, you're I just have a cheddar, I'm gonna fucking freak out. So I wanna help you for this Christmas, Hanukkah season to really figure out what you want before you get to the case, so you don't stress yourself out or stress your cheesemonger out. So the way I like to think about pairing, and when I talk about pairing, beer, wine, coffee, tea, cider, all of those types of things. We're not trying to find the perfect fit, we're trying to really create a relationship between the cheese and the beverage. So in a good relationship, we want them to be harmonious. We don't want someone to talk over the other person. We don't want someone too loud. And we want to see both the cheese and the beverage cooperate together. And instead of so we're on Cheese Tinder and we're looking for a really great relationship. So instead of sexual preference, interest, shared hobbies, we're gonna think texture, flavor, terroir, so where the cheese is coming from, where the beverage is coming from, and aroma. And there are 3 ways that you can build this relationship. So the first one is going to be a supportive pairing. That's a pairing that reinforces flavors and textures in the cheese or in the beverage. So let's think about a nutty Gruyere of Sam Smith nut brown ale, something like that. Those 2 connect. And my little blurb right here, it says, we like the same things. It's super cool, you're chilling, it's really, really easy, this pairing. And the second one, that's going to be a contrasting relationship. So the cheese or the beverage will temper or alter the latent flavors in the other item. Opposites attract. So again, we might have something really loud in volume, but it still plays nice with its partner. A really good example of this would be brie and champagne, because acid is a big carrier in these types of relationships. That helps cut through the fat. The bubbles cut through the fat as well, and it tends to be a bit more citrusy, which again cuts the fat. And yes, opposites attract. The third way we can look at this is doing a third taste. So if you've had prosciutto and melon before, they both combine and make something really, really cool that I can't really explain. And I call this the Bennifer pairing. And yeah, so basically when you go up to a case, you want to think about what kind of relationship you want to create. And then did you guys get that as well? So the beverage you have in front of you right now is from Mars Brewing. It's called Berliner Weiss. It is a dill seed red pepper Berliner Weiss. I've been told not to call it a pickle beer. But if you like take a whiff, it definitely, you do get that like super acidic, like briny, like biz. This is like one of my favorite beers on the list. And the two cheeses that you have, the like little white triangle, that is Little Lucy from Redhead Creamery. It is a double cream pasteurized cow's milk cheese, nice and creamy. When I first tried it, it was a bit more chalky, but like you'll see, it's kind of changed. Cheese is alive; it changes all the time. And the second cheese is Blumenkase. That is from Switzerland. It is an Alpine style cheese. So when I say Alpine, I'm talking about like Gruyere, Emmentaler, things like that. Raw, organic, cow, delicious, and it's covered in like marigold and thyme and like a bunch of other herbs that I cannot remember right now, but it's doing. So you have to decide what kind of relationship you want. And how to spot a bad relationship if you, again, have something that's like too loud or like the balance isn't there, like that's not a good pairing. If you have something that reminds you of burning metal, copper, rancid fish, that's not a good pairing. I did the Cheesemonger Invitational and I paired ricotta with coffee mead and they said it was one of the worst things that they ever had. Because it didn't really contrast, it just clashed. And like the acid, there was just too much acid going on with both of those. So what I would like you guys to do right now is to take a sip of the Berliner Weiss. Think about how it tastes, definitely the carb on it as well. And then take a bite of the Little Lucy white triangle there. How do you guys feel about this?
Positive.
Why do you like it?
I'm not smart enough to say.
How does it make you feel?
Good.
Or what does it remind you of?
Other times I've had cheese. Yeah, I don't know. It's personal.
I was like, good, I want to talk to you more about this. Please tell me your personal cheese thoughts. Anyone else?
It's kind of like a hug. Like it just feels comforting.
Yes, absolutely. And it's also like, again, like I like it is perfectly carved. And like this is perfectly tempered. And it's just really like melting in your mouth right now. You back there.
I was just going to say that it's not bad because it tastes like cheese and pickles,
Yes. Now, take another swig. And then I want you to take a bite of the Blumenkase. What do you guys think of that?
I like this one better.
Mm-hmm.
The herbs work well together.
Absolutely.
Passion.
Makes me feel like a patriot. So, going into this, I wanted to get something that I knew didn't work. And actually, I think the first pairing, like when I first tried this cheese 2 days ago, it was a bit more like chalky, a lot more lemon forward, definitely like way more acid. And it's like, this is not going to work with the Berliner Weiss. But then the cheese changed.
Oh.
And definitely got like some more mushrooms, some more funk, and like the paste is really beautiful. And it actually works. But I do think the second one, you have the spring onion playing off the pickles in the brine a bit more. You, again, like have that carb there. And I just think it's a bit more harmonious than the first. And it like, the comparison is really just kind of fell apart where I think both of these relationships work. But this is the one that you take home to your parents. The first one is like, yeah, that's good, that's fine. So basically, when you go up to your case. And again, like I say, like Dill Pickle, like Whole Foods is like cool, but like Dill, like they're a really good small store that we should support. Ask them to try like whatever cheese that you're like trying to bring home, so you actually know how ripe it is and you don't make the mistake that I did by pairing on something that's like still growing and evolving. And then ask them to open up a bottle of wine and then taste it together, or beer, or just tea or cider, anything like that. And that way you can go home with your art book that you got from the Chicago Book Fair, or art book fair. And hopefully your relatives don't want to sleep with you, but that happens.